You is learning to cook goodly with Nolan and Jake, where you can learn how to bake a cake. Woo!
Hi, this is Noelzies28. I'm Noel.
And I'm Z's.
And 28's for show.
So, welcome to the premiere of our new YouTube series, You is Learning to Cook Goodly with Nolan
And Jake.
So today we are going to be cooking something easy to start with. It's just fudge. And the easy part about this recipe is you don't have to really cut anything. You don't have to cut anything and you don't have to cook anything. So it's pretty safe. Wait.
Not a safe.
Let's start it over because it isn't safe to use this stuff. So today we are going to be making fudge. And we picked fudge because we wanted fudge. And also because it's an easy recipe to start with. So what you're going to need for this recipe, you only need 3 things. And that is semi-sweet chocolate chips.
Sweetened condensed milk.
And vanilla.
And have your 8-inch square pan.
And tin foil. And a pot. So, let's start. To be clean, we are going to use a sink to wash our hands. Today in school I learned how to wash my hands properly, so it took us a whole period too.
Now that our hands are all cleaned and dried off, we can start. As you can see, we've lined an 8-inch pan with foil but left some hanging over the sides.
So our next step in making fudge is melting the chocolate. So to do this, fill a pot with a little bit of water. Then put on the stove. Make sure to use a fan to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning if you're using a gas stove. Turn it on and get it to boil. Once it's boiled, we'll get to the next step. Okay, so now that the water's boiled, just take off the lid and put a second pot right in it, and then put the chocolate chips and the sweetened condensed milk in. What this will do is it'll melt the chocolate chips and everything, but it won't be actually touching the flame or the pan, so it's better. Just put those in. Sweetened condensed milk. Now this is 300 milliliters of sweetened condensed milk and 325 grams of chocolate chips. Now, you see there's still some in there, so you want to get every single bit out by scraping it out.
Stir it until the chocolate chips is mixed in with the sweetened condensed milk and is melted.
So as you can see, it's completely stirred in. So, after you've done that, pour 2 teaspoons of vanilla in.
And this is pure vanilla, not artificial vanilla.
It's always best when it's pure. Just stir that in for a couple minutes.
Let's go off here. Okay, so turn off the stove and take only the top pot over to a place where it can just settle.
So place the pot somewhere where there's a cutting board or something else that won't get burnt by it since it's still hot. Okay, so now you have to, if you can hand over the oven mitts.
Gloves.
We have to pour this mixture into the pan that we have already prepared. Okay, so once you have it all in there, spread it around so it completely fills the pan. Make it look pretty.
Make a little design like a Mona Lisa in fudge.
Yeah, that's always a great idea to impress your guests. So that's basically it. Of course, you can't quite eat it yet. So, if you can just grab the camera. Just put it right in the fridge somewhere clear so it won't fall out. And we'll be back in 2 hours after it is done.
Hey, we're back, and
So 2 hours later,
the
out of the
fudge
fridge.
finishing progress.
So normally grab the camera.
I shall. But it's kind of plugged in.
Now, the reason that we had the foil in it was so that we could easily pull it out, and then it just peels right off. Now you might want to wash your hands before doing that. As far as better than we did, because remember our hand washing lesson at the beginning? Follow that. Okay, so then just grab a knife and cut. Now, be careful when using knives. Knives are bad. Remember that, kids.
Sorry, I have bugs on my legs. I keep doing that. We're learning how to bake a cake.
And this will make about, let's count.
And it cuts pretty smoothly. Only Jake's showing his back, so we can't really see.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
Jake, don't
Makes
be...
about 30.
But you gotta
small-
remember, don't wave a knife around like Jake just was.
Sorry. Makes about 30 small pieces. It's delicious.
Okay, now let's bring out our taste testers.
I rate this 8 out of 10.
Come over to the fudge, take a piece, but don't get greedy.
Can I eat it?
Yeah, you can eat it.
Here's one for you. Take over the camera.
Okay. So good.
There's a lot of vanilla in it.
I give it a 9. 7.
I don't know.
8.
8.
I give it a 9 out of 10.
And those are our fudge ratings.
On average, this fudge rates about an 8 out of 10. It's an 80%. That's an A. So, for our first You Is Learning to Cook Goodly with Nolan and Jake cooking show.
And if you need some fudge, we'd be happy to sell you some.
We won't.
Easy Fudge is good. Bye. Oh, comment, rate, subscribe. Do all that.